follow them on social media platforms and stream their music, and just really enjoy what they create and what they put out there, especially with shadow banning and various other problems. Any and all love helps every time. So thank you so much, Robert. I'm a little bit actually overwhelmed. It was really beautiful. And so lovely to hear such gorgeous music. It's kind of unfair that they're also really lovely and very attractive. Pick two, not three. It's not fair for the rest of us. We all know what that feels like. Guys, we're going to bring up our next speaker for you. I'm just going to reiterate our trigger warnings. This is quite personal and quite intense. I met them just before I had a quick chat. Apart from the fact that they have incredible hair, which I always notice, and they were very quick to tell me that I can spook their hair artist who's also a trans person. So supporting trans businesses, if you would also like fabulous hair, Spellbound Artistry, hair artistry, find them on Instagram. They've done a wonderful job, they look incredible today. But they are going to speak about something quite intensely personal. So this is your moment to just take a breath and be ready. But it's something I think we all need to hear and discuss more often. And that's the very real world effects of the ongoing hatred and bigotry that we experience as trans people. We all know this year it's been a lot, from the very intense misinformation being spouted on large media platforms that I'm not going to name because I don't want to get sued. But we all know who they are, to the ongoing aggression from small minority groups of extreme right-wingers that continue to hate on the queer and trans community. So the very real world effects of these things we need to discuss more, as well as celebrating the joy. So if you would all please give a huge warm welcome to the fabulous Carla. Please.
Before I start, I'd like to also acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we meet on today, the Wurundjeri and Boivin people of the Kulin Nation, sovereignty unceded. Aboriginal land always will be. I pledge myself to look for ways to decolonize my thinking and to question systems which exclude, diminish, and disadvantage our Indigenous elders, past, present, future, and emerging. Because disadvantage is intersectional.
You got it.
And we build community by extending our compassion, care, concern, and privilege across the breadth of diversity in our community.
I meant to print this out. I'm going to skip to the next one.
I'm here today to honor my transgender daughter, Rue Bruce Lee, they, she, who died at the age of 18 years and 11 months this year, on March 3rd by their own hand. Rue is also neurodiverse, as I am too. They were diagnosed with autism at age 8 and ADHD at age 18. They saw the world through a very singular lens. Eventually, this lens grew so short-sighted. Rue could no longer see a life, a future, any other option but departure. Mental illness in the form of severe social anxiety, a distorted sense of the proportions of their own body, a torturous mixture of internalized transphobia and ableism. They were the real killers here. Warping my child's perceptions of themselves, causing them to isolate more and more at the end. I'll say it today as I will say it every day. Trans rights are human rights, just as neurodiverse rights are human rights, women's rights, human rights, reproductive rights. rights, bodily autonomy, freedom of speech, the rights to safety, food, water, all of it, education, access, life. We're all only human beings, none more alive, human, or worthy than another. We're all important. We all deserve the support needed to reach an equitably achievable level of secure existence on a dying planet. I ask everyone to hold human rights at the core of all that we fight for today and every day. No Turks, no swerves, no ableists, no body shamers, no Nazis on my watch, on our watch. And now I have some words for Rue. Rue, I see you. You were here, and you mattered. You matter still. You deserve to stake up space. We're all just human. You never had to earn my love or my pride. My love for you is as infinite as an ever-expanding universe. It's the most real feeling I've ever known. Love from a mother to a child. It was not a burden to love you, Rue. You were one of the good ones. How could we lose you? You deserve to be here, thriving, living, and smiling, loving, and growing into your beautiful, whole, perfect, and perfect self. You deserve better. You deserve to be kept safe in our community. I did my best to balance the need for growing independence and the safety net of home. My dear child, you were ill and misled by your illness. I'm so sorry that I now am in the position of having to tell your story without you in it. I have been and always will be your mama bear, fighting for you, holding systems and institutions and our community to account for how we failed you. We'll do better. I'll make sure that it's my life's journey now that gives me my only solace. I have a mission and a purpose, Rue. Your loss leaves me here to be here for others who may feel like you do, since you're gone. Rue, I'll aim to inspire those who've lost hope. Parents, siblings, friends, and allies. Trans and gender diverse folk, I include you also in this embrace, especially if you're here today, honoring your own loved ones lost. I honor your loved ones and mine with you. I do wish we had less of a need for such occasions. All right. Flick too far ahead. Rue, I'm healing, and I'll be healing this loss for the rest of my life. I'll nurture myself and heal by holding on to hope, being guided by love and compassion, reaching out to community and acting for all humans in whatever ways I can, as often as I can. And if reincarnation exists, I hope that you are now, as you wished you might be, an ambisexual leech. Or maybe even a bee or an ant with an industrious hive mind. We're all members of the hive or colony, have a clear purpose and a clear support system. An orderly, effective, productive society living in harmony with all needs and wants met and nourished. I hope you might have that now. Maybe we might see that here in our world. Maybe we could commit to and have faith in arriving in such a harmonious world as a healthy, thriving beehive or anthill. Could you imagine that with me? I'm sure Rue could. They kept all of those strange insects as pets, by the way. I'm talking about this difficult as it is because I've learned that it's only by sharing grief that anyone can heal, and I feel it strongly. Healing comes from being seen, heard, acknowledged, valued, and validated, and that goes for my Rue too, through telling their story. When we feel we belong, we feel safe. If we know we will be supported on our way, then and only then can we exhale a collective sigh of relief at the shared burden, a soothing of our souls that we are not alone, that we are whole, and we are accepted, and we are home. Home in a community which loves us, holds respectful space for us, however we present ourselves. To Rue's crew and our our broad, proud trans community and all allies here, now, beyond my voice, and those listening to any recording of this event, and looking at the Auslan interpretation too. Thank you. I'm gonna do a little trekking move for the ending here. Just like the Starship Enterprise taking off from a desolate Earth, I invite you to take off from this moment towards a radical hope we may not even be able to imagine or envisage yet. But still, we will move towards this hopeful anthill or beehive future, where gender identity is about as relevant as the scent of your ant pheromones or the width of your bee stripe, where we can express all of the ebbing and flowing parts of ourselves together without fear or ridicule, do our bee dances and ant antenna dances at the intersections of our journey, share and heal, making space for each other, for others who find no solace elsewhere. Our hopefulness can become as viral as COVID if we keep infecting others with our vision and our insect-led future. Together we can get things done. We will shield ourselves with numbers of people who will stand up, speak up, and act up consistently when our voices are not heard, like the young people attending the current school strikes for climate and Palestine. Show we can call attention to an issue with our collective actions. Young people are doing it. We can all do it with our numbers. We can make choices that make a difference. We all matter. We all make a difference. As humanity begins, I hope someday, to look up and get out of a cisgendered binary lens on gender, a lens which is increasingly acting as a brutal magnifying glass on our ant trail in the sun. Back to our Anthill future. Yeah, it was an analogy for a perfect future, right? The Anthill. And that magnifying glass which burns and scorches those who do not fit an outdated, restrictive binary gender mask. I'll hold on to a radical hope of this future we may not be able to describe yet, but I hope we can keep going there anyways. As we scream towards this unknown but radically hopefully better future, can we pledge to shield each other from the re-entry burns of transphobic attitudes, words, and acts? Yeah, I was mixing the Star Trek and the Anthill analogy there. Go with me. We'll stand up, speak up, reflect on how all of our collective actions impact on those most hurt, lost, and isolated. Cannot bring my child back or travel time to change history. We all know how that goes. But what I can do is speak up and out at every opportunity to try to get our world, our society, our neighbors, to a point where we don't have human beings dying like we do in our community. My child's life matters, Ruth's story matters. My experience of loss of their death has made my future activism and justice seeking a crystal clear path for me. I'll keep telling Ruth's story, and I'll keep growing momentum for our radically better Star Trek insect future. Yeah, pick which one. Special interests, neurodiverse community. A harmonious, loving, and caring society which cherishes and nurtures difference. I am unable to work towards anything else. I love you infinitely, Rue. I miss you so much. I will never cry all my tears.